Hey y'all. I was just kind of thinking about something that happens in the martial arts. And I haven't looked this up. I'm sure that there's a word in psychology uh, that applies, but I didn't bother to look it up. Maybe it'll come to me if I even know it. Um, and what I notice happens in martial arts, and I'm sure you have too, is that when you're speaking to somebody about martial arts, in particular comparing styles. And so these could be styles within a martial art, like Taekwondo styles, right? Or lineages or vintages. And it could just be different martial arts, like, this person does JKD, this person does Krav Maga, this person does Greco-Roman wrestling. But when speaking about styles, contrasting and comparing, which we do, it turns out that pretty well 100% of the time, whatever style somebody happens to be doing is the best style. The arguments made will support the notion that the best style happens to be the one that they happen to do, or is argued to be the one they happen to do, which is so odd. Like, what are the chances? um, and I just want to contrast that with the idea that if you talk to somebody about career, job, more often than not, somebody will say that the ideal job, the best job in their view, is some other job. Astronaut, veterinarian, cowboy, I don't know, nurse, whatever it happens to be. And then, however, I have this job because my brother-in-law recommended me to his friend who is the president of the company, and I'm really competent. I get paid pretty well. My mortgage is paid. My family eats. I'm pretty content. I'm a little bit challenged in the job. It's productive. It's good for the world. But if you ask me what the best job is, the best job would be that job or this job. And the arguments are made, and the comparisons and contrasts are explored through conversation and argument. And I think quite often the ideal job is not the job the person holds, and they're free to admit that, and they'll tell you all about the ideal job, the best job. So the insight here is that when we are talking about styles of martial art, I think it's really helpful to understand that even though somebody's making an argument about the best style, and it has all the hallmarks of a Platonic argument, it's really grounded in somebody trying to support their own choices. Right? I'm making this argument not in the abstract, like a clinical evaluation of the martial art, or even a real world test of the martial art. The real world test is my heart, my emotion, my spirit, and how I feel about my decision to be studying this particular martial art. As it turns out, everybody's doing the best martial arts. And so they make these seemingly sober, clinical, seemingly unprejudiced, unbiased recommendations about an art, but really they're just trying to feel better about the choice that they've made. So maybe take it with a grain of salt when somebody tells you what the best martial art is. You already know it's going to be the one that they're doing or have done. It will never be one that they have never tried. So it's not a good method to determine what's the best martial art, which I think is a fool's errand anyway. It's really just somebody trying to work up their arguments for why they do what they do. And that's fine. Let them do that. That's totally fine. But the language is that we're determining the best martial art, and that's not what's happening. So I wish you well in your martial art, which I know is translated into English as the one true way. And that goes for everybody. Love.